Hey guys, here's a video for Memory Masters Latin. If you're doing Memory Masters or if you're doing a subject master for Latin, here's how we're going to test, okay? All right, so we have for Cycle 3, Latin information on this side, and then we're gonna have John 1 through 7. So I'm gonna go over these separately. For weeks 1 all the way to week 11, this is how we're going to test, and it's not going to be in order. We're not going to start with week 1 and go all the way down to week 11. We're going to mix it up. So we might start with nouns and then go to pronouns. So make sure your student doesn't have to go in order. All right, so your tutor will say this. You and I, we're going to do some Latin verbs and just letting that student know where we're at. So we're looking at verbs, or we're going to recite some verbs. The CC guide tells us that the tutor will say this, what's the English word for errant? And the student would answer was, or they might say, what is the Latin word for bear? And the student would answer perhiburit. That is CC's way. Again, you saw how I didn't necessarily even go in order. What's the English word for crederant? And then what's the Latin word for came? And we're mixing up these verbs. I haven't communicated well with Memory Masters. It is a weakness of mine. I see that, I know it, and I'm really going to work hard to communicate sooner for Memory Masters next year. But because I haven't communicated that testing style early enough for families, for our community, it is perfectly okay if the tutor says, we're going to go over some Latin verbs, and the student just simply starts singing the Latin verbs or reciting them. At that point, tutors can go ahead and just check it off. So your student can do it that way this year. CC wants them to be able to do it the other way. Why? Because that's greater mastery. So if in their real life they see a statue and it has the word perhiburit on it, they're gonna be like, oh mom, that means bear. And they know it, it's in there. They don't have to sing a song to get to it in their head. But you know, it's fine. For this year, that if I say Latin pronouns and they say them all, great. But if they want that prompting, if they want that challenge, certainly we can ask it the other way. Same with verb rule. We're gonna go tell me the Latin verb rules. Okay, notice I'm just saying tell me and saying exactly what's in bold. Tell me Latin article rules. Tell me the Latin nouns, pronouns, rules. And they will just give the answer. All right, for the other side, this is what the tutor will say at testing day. Tell me John 1 through 7 in Latin, and the student will then be required to say it all in order, John 1 through 7 in Latin. They can sing, they can sing anything, or they could just recite it. I don't think anybody would want to write it down, but if they need to, okay. And then again, the tutor would go back, tell me John 1 through 7 now in English, and the student would go through and say it all. And that is Latin for Cycle 3, Memory Masters. Remember, they need to be ready to say it all. Make sure they have none wrong at home. If they are still getting things wrong at home, do not set them up for that disappointment on testing day. Simply let me know, and you guys celebrate at home, and no big deal. All right, thanks.